Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today I have all of my base makeup on but no eyeshadow on because we are going to do a requested video. If you haven't seen my Project Level Up, this is a little spoiler so I'm going to wait. I'm going to tag in the cards the Project Level Up if you want to go see the update before you know what palette we're going to be using. Just going to let you mosey on over there. But I was requested to do a palette bingo using my Natasha Denona purple blue palette. And man, this palette scares me a little bit. It is arguably so beautiful, but I have a hard time reaching for, like, I love blue eyeshadow. I think it's so pretty, but I don't reach for it like often. And then purples, I have been getting more into purples, and buying this palette has kind of like was an attempt of me to like get out of my comfort zone. It was on like a deal for a Black Friday with the green brown palette, which is like, I love that palette so much. But yeah, we are going to be doing a palette bingo using this beautiful palette. I have 2 pans existing in this palette, but during the course of my Project Level Up, I will need to hit 3 more pans. If you're unfamiliar with that project, I will link the creator, Sophie Alexandra, and her introduction video that goes over the rules a little bit more, as well as my introduction video and then my update 1. The playlist will be listed down in the description box, if there is a playlist. I don't really know for sure, but I have my Pretty Random app currently up with the numbers 1 to 28. So how I typically like set my palette up is 1 to 7, 8 to 14, so on and so forth. So we go top to bottom, left to right, if that makes sense. So I am going to roll, let's start with 3 numbers and like just see how we do, because I don't know. I feel like starting with 3 and then like adding on will be a little bit better than like starting with 5 and being like, oh crap. So let's do the first number is, shade number 1. Funny enough, I built a little 5-pan palette that I've taken all the shades out now because I put them back in this palette for this video. But this was one of the shades that was in my 5-pan palette, which is pretty fun. I think this is one of her first like cream matte kind of formulas. It's kind of a strange consistency. This is the shade Cool Plum. So it's a great staple shade to work with in a rotation. That is a built up swatch twice. Just fair warning. Let's do the second shade is number 15. I don't know if you could see that. So, interesting. So 1 to 7, 8 to 14, 15 is this guy here. That shade is Lavender Gray. A shade that I like, it's super pretty, but I'm like a little intimidated to reach for. Man, this is going too well so far. Way too well. So, shade number 3, let's see. Okay, shade number 18. So if that was 15, 16, 17, 18. Ooh, I like this shade. This is Piggy. It already has a pretty decent dip. I don't know if you can really see that. Great inner corner shade. All right, well, since this is very boring, let's roll at least 1 more shade, maybe 2, and see what we get. So shade number 9. So 7, 8, 9, man, it really wants me to pan or use purple eyeshadows today. Should we chance it for a 5th shade? I think since this is so unbelievably cohesive, yeah, let's just go for it. 24. So we get another purple, 24. So 7, 14, what is that? 21, 22, 23, 24. And that is the shade, what are you? Aubergine. I don't think I've ever actually used Aubergine. So, man, this is strangely cohesive. Like, the palette, or the randomization guys just really wanted me to focus on the more purple plum side of the palette, which is fine by me, to be quite honest. But that is what our color palette is going to be. It's basically like these 2 shades could be like a standalone, like quick, easy look, and then these 2 shades could be like a quick, easy look. but we're going to use them together and see what we can create. It's probably going to be a deeper look, which is not what I was really going for today, but that's fine. I'm going to start by mixing my P. Louise base. If you haven't seen my Instagram reel where I was using my red P. Louise base and it exploded all over me, like the liquid parts exploded. So I know that that is getting old in my collection, so I want to get my usage in my deck of panning project. And this is an older base that I have from P. Louise, and I just need to like get this used up. There's an air bubble in it, but there's so little product. I think I can finish this by this year, which is super exciting. So let me just prime my eyes and I'll be right back. I'm also hoping you cannot hear my incredible stomach growls. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet today. It's noon on the 23rd. I'm getting over, I don't know what kind of sickness I had, but I was not feeling the best the past couple days. And I know before this video goes live, you'll see my Pan Those Eyeshadows update. And in that video, I'm like clearing my throat, and like my throat was just irritating me. And that's the next day I went to the doctor, got my like COVID test and everything. That came back negative. So I don't really know what's what I had. Probably just something upper respiratory. I thought maybe strep. Wasn't even that. So I really don't know. Not a darn clue. So there is that. But I'm on the mend. They prescribed me a steroid and I'm feeling so much better than I was before, which is super nice. So now we have, try to like get some powder on like the bottom part of that so it doesn't look super crazy. So now that we've primed the lids, there is one shadow that I want. I just want like a cream, like a matte cream shade to like help blend out once we blend things up. So I'm just going to pull a single out real quick. All right. So I pulled just a matte cream eyeshadow. This is Zaz from the Warrior 2 palette. This will just help blend if I go a little crazy in the crease area. I'm not really intending to use it like as anything. It'll just help kind of like a seamless blend when we get to my tendency is just more is more, so we tend to go a little crazy in the crease, which is, it's fine. I am going to start by picking up, man, people want to chat with me today. I'm going to take this is actually an Artist Loft paintbrush number 8, and I'm going to dip into Aubergine, one of the darkest shades. I used to do this more often and I kind of leaned away from it, but I'm going to start with some of the darker shades. I'm going to get a closer mirror though so I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay. Whew. All right, so I am going to, I don't even know where I want to put this. Maybe just the lowest part of the crease. I was really here thinking that I was going to get like blues and like the bright purples and like, really I thought I was going to get like this shade and this shade, yet we strangely got all plums. Not super mad about it, but just goes to show sometimes you get like hyper focused in shades in a palette that you're like about, and it takes a random number generator to show you that you can probably have a more neutral look even in a palette called the Purple Blue palette. So that's kind of cool. Okay, I think the next thing I'm going to do is actually take this shade here, which was, I want to say it was Smoky Plum. I had the 9th shade. Yeah, so I want to take this guy here. It's more of a satin kind of finish. That is Smoky Plum. It goes super, super well with that. So why not just like grab it and tuck it on the outer portion of the lid. And Smoky Plum was shade number 9, so 7, 8, 9. This guy here. I'm just going to take it on like a more domed brush. to make it a little bit more concentrated in the area. All right, I got that a little more into the crease than I wanted to, so I'm going to take the brush that I was using previously. I'm not picking any product up, but I'm just going to blend the very top edge of this. And then I think I'm actually going to take my matte cream shade and just kind of help the blend a little bit more. I'm going to take a super fluffy, super large fluffy brush. I don't know where to hold this to show you against my neck. So that kind of style, super fluffy brush like that. No product, I'm just gonna buff. All right, yeah, I didn't really need any help from my cream shade yet. So I am, I think what I'm going to do is take this guy here, which was the shade Lavender Gray. I'm going to put that in the center portion of my lid. And then in the very inner portion, I'm going to put that brightest shade. So almost like a gradient kind of look. So I have Lavender Gray on my brush now. Man, that is an extremely pretty shadow, and I've never once put it on my eyelids. And what oh, nice. Way to go, Laura. Just gonna ignore that brush now. I'm gonna take the brush that I was using with, what was that shade? Smoky Plum. I'm gonna pick more of that up because I think that it got a little lost in the blend, and I just want it on that outer portion a little more. Same thing, I'm going to pick up a little more Aubergine, which was that first, the matte version of Cool Plum, Smoky Plum. And I'm just going to rebuff that right on the top of Smoky Plum. This would have been probably a really cool to like wing and make a cat eye, like Natasha Denona's like super signature look where it's like super blown out and smoky and like really cat-eyed out with just the shadows. But it's kind of feeling a more rounded look today. I am going to actually take some of my matte cream shade just because I can and because I think it just needs a little help on the blend. Especially down here, I'm getting quite a bit of fallout. Typically fallout doesn't bug me because I usually do well, first of all, I just kind of go haphazardly with my eyeshadows. I really just like slap them on, but it doesn't bother me because I typically do my eyes first. Today, no, but I can touch up that. I have a powder concealer, so that should touch up everything just fine. And then the last shade we're going to use on the mobile lid is going to be that shade Piggy, which was the brightest one in the bunch. That guy there, super pretty. This guy here, it's the one with the biggest pan. I definitely think this is going to be a shade I want to focus into for my project level up. I haven't really decided the other shades yet because nothing really has a dip otherwise, but this one does, and this is so pretty. Man, it looks like ridiculous with all the fallout. I'm not gonna lie. I'll clean it up. I'm gonna just use my finger actually for this. Something I don't often do. I don't know why. I've never been like a finger to apply eyeshadow kind of person. All right, and what I'm gonna do is actually use my finger to pick up some more Lavender Gray and then just tap it to blend into Piggy a little bit more, and then blending those two. And then maybe one more time going in with, what was that shade? Smoky Plum, the matte, like super dark eggplant kind of color. I'm going to clean up the fallout underneath my eye, and then I'm going to do my lower lash line, but I need to fix this mess. already looks so much better. Just a quick sweep. But I am going to go in with my Well Rested powder by bareMinerals. I love this stuff so much. This stuff does so much good things for my under eyes. Just canceling out like the bluey purple tones. Like today I had a concoction of 3 different things on my under eyes to help cancel out the blue redness that I see it peek through like all the time, especially when I do that. Like you can tell that eye's darker. This stuff is just so good. So I used a color corrector, then my concealer, then I went on top with this eventually after my powders were on, not creams. When everything was set, that's what I'm trying to say. Words are hard, Laura. Words are so hard for you today. Now, the last shade we have to use is the first shade that we rolled. And I know that's kind of like a cheap spot, but I kind of wanted to like really embrace the purple vibe on the lid, which is not something I normally do. I normally very much shy away from the purple tones, but that's okay. So that shade was Cool Plum. It's that guy up there. I'm not flicking you off. I just am holding things. So that guy up there, first shade in the palette. We're going to take it on the brush that I've been using with the plum shade. I don't really care that there's shadow on it. Tap her off, and then we're just going to buff her under the lash line. And this is where I've been using this kind of shade. I just think it looks really pretty on the lower lash line. It smokes out into such a beautiful color and really can just like add a little bit of grunge. It's so pretty on the lower lash line. It's incredible on the lower lash line. What I'm going to do now is just take a clean brush that had no product on it, and I'm just going to try to buff the edge out. I didn't want to utilize the brush that I was using with the cream shade. I just kind of want a clean brush. I don't want to add any more product. Okay, yeah, I am really loving this. So the last thing I want to do is take a little bit more of Piggy, which was that guy there, and I'm going to get it tight on the lower waterline, or like where the tear duct is. I like to bring a little bit more light right there. It just invites more light into the eyes, making them the focus of my look. And last but not least, I'm going to take Piggy again. I'm going to take it on that fluffy brush that we used to blend things out. I'm picking a little bit of that up, and then brow bone for that guy as well. Then I actually, I kind of want to wing this out a little bit. So I'm going to take that aubergine shade and then just like a very soft cat eye shape. Are they twins? Are they sisters? They might be more like cousins, the eye shapes. That's what I get for not like mapping out my eye shape first. I am going to take the brush that had my cream shadow and Piggy to blend into the brow bone, and I'm just going to wipe it off and then just buff the edge of this out a little bit more. All right, I'm going to put some mascara, eyeliner, all that jazz on, and I will be right back to show you the finished look. All right, so this is the finished look using my Natasha Denona green. No, there is nothing about this look that says green. So that is the finished look using my Natasha Denona Purple Blue palette. It is definitely more, truthfully, more neutral than I was really expecting. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the weather. Maybe it's the fact that I'm just like kind of being a little bit more adventurous with my makeup. But I freaking love how this turned out. I'm so surprised that a color story as like deep and grungy as this turned into this like beautiful, like I could wear this every day kind of glam, which is just incredible. So just to wrap up the look, I did take my LA Girl Shockwave liner in the shade Vivid. Yes, in my lower waterline. I then put on my Buxom Mascara. This was sent to me from Influencer in Target. So I threw that on my top lashes. Then on my lower lashes, I went ahead and put on my Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara in waterproof on my lower lash line. I just think a waterproof mascara works better on the lower lashes personally. And then I've always been inspired by my friend Jamie on Instagram. They always put on like glitters in their looks and I get so inspired by it. So I went ahead and I used my Lemonhead LA glitter that is currently in my Shop My Stash rotation, and I just tapped a tiny bit in my my inner corner just to add a little more like pow into the look. So thank you, Jamie, for always inspiring me to use my glitters in like any capacity. That is it. This is the look again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, thank you. I can't remember who requested it. I will have her comment somewhere. But thank you so much for requesting this. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoy this, and I'm excited. I think Josh is gonna like this look too, because it's kind of like a little colorful. Like, he loves purples and like always wants me to wear purple eyeshadows, but he also like really likes me in like softer looks, and I think that this kind of like combines the best of both worlds. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna stop rambling now. I will catch you in the next video. Until then, I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.